Shalom Akim, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Al Shabbat Shem Rakakwadash, double honor to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, sincere Akim out there of the hopeful elect. All right. And Donald Trump, President DJ Trump, he's about to give the kingdom of heaven over to Israel. Okay, with the shit that he pulling right now. You know, when he got inaugurated as the 47th president of the United States of America and started passing all of them executive orders, all he's been doing is causing turmoil, fulfilling prophecy pretty much. All right. You know, that's domestic turmoil and external turmoil. You know, considering, you know, these statements he's been saying about the Gaza Strip, the U.S. taking over Gaza. All right. People all over the world is looking at him like, this dude is basically a piece of shit and he's a shrill for Israel. All right. And the conflict that's going on in Ukraine, basically saying we ain't helping Ukraine. Whatever Russia took from Ukraine, we're going to let them keep it. And Zelensky, he just better fucking just be satisfied with that. Okay. All right. So, of course, you see what's going on domestically as far as the government buyouts. All right. You got USAID, Doge, you know, basically trying to, you know, downsize the federal government, which is leading to a lot of layoffs. Also, these tariffs, all right? These tariffs on both ends is making people hate America, you know, and really the taxpayers are the ones who's going to be affected the most from the imputation of the implementation of these tariffs that Donald Trump is putting on these foreign countries for, you know, goods to come to America. All right. So it's going to lead to total fucking chaos in the demise of America. None of that make America great again. America's going to be destroyed like the scriptures tell you. Okay. Matter of fact, I have one scripture on deck, 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter and the 7th verse, which I'm going to get back to that, but I want to bring out this in Amos real quick. You know, being that I said America's going to be destroyed, that's because that's prophecy. Okay. So this is the book of Amos. Book of Amos, chapter 9. Amos chapter 9, verse 8. It says, behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom. Okay, and the sinful kingdom is talking about America. All right. So the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom. So the Most High, he's watching everything that takes place in America, okay? Because he has these chariots that the so-called white man calls UFOs, recording everything that takes place in the society. Inside of those chariots or those UFOs that the so-called white man calls it are angels, all right? And they around us 24/7, okay? They're around us 24/7, even though, whether they appear to the naked physical eye or whether they're invisible, because they are in a different realm, all right, or a different dimension rather, okay. And but they constantly taking notes and recording everything, every wicked act that takes place in this society. And what is sin? Sin, of course, is the transgression of the laws of the Heavenly Father. All right, you have something called the 10 Commandments in the Bible, which there's really more than 10 commandments. If you biblically ignorant people would read the Bible, the first 5 books of Moses goes into the law, okay? And when you break those laws, that's called a sin, all right? So every sin that's being committed in this world, in this society, especially in this country, okay, the holy angels are jotting it down in letting the Heavenly Father know what's taking place in this world, all right? Giving them a justifiable cause to destroy this place, man, or to judge this society, all right? That's why it says, behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh, all right, because God is Yahweh, that's his name, okay? The Heavenly Father, his name is Yahweh, okay? It says, are upon the sinful kingdom, and America is that sinful kingdom, all right? Right now, America is in rulership, okay? But who rules America? The so-called white man, right? Through a secret government, through a secret cabal that they call the Illuminati, which is headed by the Jewish international bankers. The international Jewish bankers, mainly the Rothschilds, okay? Then you have the Rockefellers and these other, rich oligarchs that run things behind the scenes, and they set up puppets like Donald Trump as the face of the one that's heading America, or leading it into is destruction, is demise, really, because that's what's taking place. All right. Okay. It says, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. So the Lord said he's going to destroy America from off the face of the earth, the sinful kingdom, which is America. Okay. What are some of the sins that America is known for? All right. Well, one of the main sins America is known for is idolatry. Here in America, they say that, you know, they have us this quote, the land of the free and the home of the brave. All right. Basically saying freedom, meaning you, or liberty, saying that you can you have the freedom of religion and the freedom to worship any God you want. When you read the Holy Bible, right, Exodus the 20th chapter, where it goes into the commandments, it tells you that to place no other God before the God of the Bible, the Holy Bible, whose name is Yahweh. Okay. All right. And these white people, they know that. These white Christians, even these so-called Jews, they know that. They know the Bible. All right. You know, the so-called founding fathers of America, all right, who were basically they were basically all about the Bible. You have Bible Belt states right down in the South and in the Midwest. All right. During slavery, they used to they were heavy on reading the Bible. All right. Even though they manipulated and twisted the Bible to basically benefit them. Okay. But the whole point is, they know the first commandment of the Bible is that you're not supposed to put any God or worship any idols before the Heavenly Father. All right. But in this society, they allow Muslims to come in and worship Allah. All right. They embrace all religions. Chinese man could come over here and worship Buddha. All right. A coolie from East India could come over here and worship Krishna, or practice the Hindu faith. Okay. Or you could just straight up and down openly worship Satan without a problem. All right. They have the Church of Satan. Okay. The Church of Lucifer, or whatever. They call themselves Luciferians. All right. So this is ultimately the sinful kingdom. You know, besides the witchcraft, the homosexuality, the pedophilia, all right, the promotion of eating abominations, you know, making that like a delicacy, okay? You know, among other wicked things that they do in this society that's heavily promoted. This is certainly the sinful kingdom. You know, murderers are glorified in this society. You know, you have the outlaws of the West, Jesse James, and the guys that, did robberies and murders. Okay, these guys get documentaries, movies based upon them, you know, to glorify them. All right, all the way down to you wicked niggas, man, who glorify the drug dealers and kingpins who terrorize your communities during the crack epidemic. Okay, a lot of these guys are still alive. Some of them ratted and they came back home. All right, and they're jumping on podcasts, receiving glory, you know. So this is the sinful kingdom that the Lord is talking about. And that's why the Lord said he's going to destroy it from off the face of the earth. All right. It says, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. Yeah, because in this destruction, in the midst of this destruction, how is America going to be destroyed? First and foremost, via thermonuclear missiles. Okay, I can't leave that out. I can't forget to add that. All right, that's going to be the icing on the cake, or the cherry on the top of the cake, when the Lord destroys this place in World War III with nuclear missiles. Okay, countries like Russia, China, all these the different countries in NATO. All right, that America is supposed to be allied with, in which Donald Trump is stirring up a whole lot of shit with that. Remember, he did that the last time when he was president, when he was the 45th president. Okay, now he's back at it again. All right, he's even talking about pulling out of NATO. Okay, all right. So all of these countries with nuclear capability are going to turn on America, and they're going to launch missiles at America, and that's how this place is going to be destroyed. And that's why I said Donald Trump is basically handing over the kingdom to Israel. All right, Israel, once again, are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians. You make up the 12 sons of Jacob. All right. But it says, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. Because the Lord is not going to destroy the whole nation of Israel. The Lord has an elect few that he's going to deliver. Okay? That's the ones that's doing the work, that's doing the will of the Heavenly Father. The true believers who are proclaiming his name, Yahweh, the name being the name of the Heavenly Father, and his son, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Okay? The ones who promote and proclaim those names and have faith and belief in those names, that's who the Lord is going to deliver. All right? When you're running around there talking about Yahweh and Yahshua and Jesus Christ, those names the world is familiar with. So the Most High is not going to deliver fools that spew that fucking rhetoric, man. Okay? All right? So that's who the Lord is going to save. That's the remnant. That's the elect that the Lord is talking about. Okay? It reads on to say, for lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in the sieve. Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. That's right, because that became part of the curses. The nation of Israel being scattered all over the world, man. Okay? The Lord scattered Israel all over the world. All right? But the 12 tribes, for the majority of them, are being gathered together here in America. That's how we know this is Babylon the Great. Because this is where the main destruction is going to take place. And this is where the main deliverance is going to take place. Pursuant to Jeremiah, the 16th chapter, in the 14th verse. Okay? All right? But then you have Israelites all over the world that are going to be delivered as well. Because different parts of the world is going to be hit with nuclear missiles. All right? And the Lord said all of his elect, the believers, he's going to deliver them. He's going to save them from that destruction. It reads on to say, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. Yeah, all the sinners of the Lord's people are going to die by the sword. You simple-minded niggas who love simplicity, like the scriptures tell you, all right? You're going to be destroyed, man. You're going to be destroyed. Okay? You want to sit there, lollygag, bullshit, scoff, talk shit against the men of the Lord, all right? And, you know, and you know, be all wrapped up into this society, think, you know, hoping that this place will get better and things will continue on with the so-called white man and the other nations ruling over us, and you being content with that, then guess what? Then you ain't worthy to be in the kingdom of heaven. Okay? You ain't worthy of salvation. So the Lord is just going to do away with you. And all you wicked niggas who know you're Israelites, but you sold out, took a bag, okay? And you teaching our people the wrong thing and misleading them, the Lord is certainly going to destroy you niggas, man. Okay? So all of the sinners of our people are going to be destroyed. They're going to be cut off by the sword. And that sword comes in many fashions. The sword is a destructive device. Okay? All right? The ultimate sword is the nuclear missiles. Okay? But this, like I said, the sword could come in many fashions. Because the so-called white man is going to roll on Jake, throw a lot of niggas in concentration camps. A lot of you niggas are going to be beguiled to take that RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. And you certainly going to be destroyed if you take that. Okay? And just a lot of you niggas, a lot of you stupid niggas are going to be destroyed. You're going to wind up killing yourselves, man. A lot of you going to get caught up in a famine. Okay? A lot of you going to fucking starve to death. All right? You know, and a lot of you going to die in these fucking race wars, man. That's coming to America and throughout the world, man. You know, when anarchy hits, the time of Jacob's trouble. All right? A lot of you ain't going to make it through the time of Jacob's trouble. And that's what we're approaching right now. We're basically in the beginning stages of that. It's all geared and set up and ready, man. For you so-called Negroes, Latinos, North American Indians to be totally fucking annihilated by your enemies, starting with the so-called white man. And then the other nations going to roll on you as well. Okay? All right? That's why you got the ICE effect right now. All right? We was talking about that. These executive orders that Donald Trump signed into effect. And he's taking action on it, man. Okay? Because them ICE agents are active, man. All right? But this is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 7. All right? Because ultimately, yeah, through all the doom and gloom, the Lord does have a kingdom set up for us. Okay? There is light at the end of the tunnel. Okay? I know they call it the prophets of doom. Well, the Lord spoke. This is a thick book. The Holy Bible is a thick book, man. All right? Okay? And if you got a book this thick, it can't be all about happiness and daisies and roses and shit like that, man. Okay? The Lord goes into, you know, as much detail as he can about the doom and the gloom that he warns us about. And that's what the Lord showed the prophets, and that's what we bring unto you, people. Okay? But 2/3 of you ain't trying to hear it, so you're going to have to live in that truth when it affects you, and it's coming. All right? So 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 7, it reads, it says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? All right? What shall be the parting asunder of the times? All right? The dividing of the times. Okay? Right now, we at the time where things are about to heat up. Okay? A division of time where the kingdoms are about to be translated. Okay? Wherein the kingdoms are about to be translated, man. The time of what? Of the end of white society and the beginning of the righteous kingdom, which is the Lord's kingdom. Okay? The end of Satan's kingdom and the beginning of the Lord's kingdom. We're in that transitional phase right now. So this is the parting asunder of the times. All right? When you read Matthew, the 24th chapter, the Lord told us, he gave us all the signs to look out for of his second coming. Okay? Of his return back on the earth to judge this place. All right? You know, he told us about earthquakes in diverse places, you know, wars and rumors of wars. Okay? All kind of things that are actually taking place at this moment. So this is the parting asunder of the times. All right? Okay, it reads on to say, Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? All right, the end of the first is going back to, you got to go back to the Genesis, the 25th chapter. All right, where it goes into the birth of Jacob and Esau. Okay, Isaac and Rebekah had twin sons, Jacob and Esau. Esau was the firstborn, all right, and Jacob was the second-born son. So the end of the firstborn son, which is Esau, who's the father of the so-called white man, okay, Esdras is asking, he's asking the angel, when is it going to be the end of the firstborn son's rule on earth? All right, okay. Or when shall it be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? Okay, and the beginning of it that followeth is talking about what? The second-born son, which is Jacob. Jacob is the father of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians. When is it going to be our time to rule? All right, and that's what we all yearn for. When you had Yahweh Shai on the scene 2,000 years ago, he had his disciples who later on became apostles. All right, and all of the apostles, they yearned for the coming of the Lord to bring forth the kingdom. They always knew it was a kingdom promised unto the descendants of Jacob. All right, and this is going. And Esdras was before the apostles, the disciples and the apostles of Yahweh Shai. So even Esdras was inquiring, when is it going to be the time for Jacob to rule? All right, but see, a lot of you niggas are complacent in this society, man. You're okay with the so-called white man ruling over you. You know, as long as you got a job with benefits, okay, and you know, can save up and, you know, collect your pension and, you know, have a fucking house in the suburbs, no matter how racist your neighbors are, okay, you cool with that, man. You know, taking all kind of shit on the job, dealing with all of the racism in this fucking society, your woman running a goddamn muck, all right, talking back to you, okay, or cheating on you for that matter, all right, and your kids being totally unfucking ruly, and you're not allowed to discipline them. A lot of you niggas are complacent with that, okay? But Esdras is not happy with shit like that. The disciples and the apostles of Yahweh Shai are not happy with shit like that. The men of the Lord today are not happy with that, okay? That's why we desire for the Lord to come back and restore righteousness in the world, all right? And fulfill that promise that he made to our forefathers to give us a kingdom wherein righteousness is going to rule. Okay, it reads on to say, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. All right, yeah, because when Jacob and Esau was born first, and it tells you that Jacob was born right after him, holding on to Esau's heel. And it's because when they were inside of Rebekah's womb, which Rebekah's their mother, they were inside of her womb struggling. They were fighting each other. Why? Because they have two contrary spirits, polar opposite spirits, okay? Esau has a wicked spirit, Jacob had a righteous spirit, and the two cannot coexist in the same setting without it being some type of conflict. All right. So our beef with the so-called white man goes all the way back into the womb of our mother, Rebecca. Okay. Yeah, so-called black man, though so-called white man, they are our fraternal twin brother, believe it or not. See, a lot of you niggas ain't spiritual, man. So you're not willing to accept that. Okay. But that's why the Most High blinded 2/3 of Israel. All right. You niggas think that the Africans are your brother. All right. When the Africans are not your people. You know, but that's a whole nother story, man. That's a whole different story. But a lot of you act surprised when we tell you that the so-called white man is more closely related, or closer kin to us than the so-called Africans. Okay, all right. But like I said, that's a whole nother story. We ain't even gonna get into all of that. The point is, Jacob, his hand held first the heel of Esau, which symbolizes Jacob pulling Esau out of power. The so-called black man pulling the so-called white man out of power. Okay, and that's what's taking place. This is a translation going on of the kingdom. All right, and like I said in the beginning of this video, Donald Trump, as much as righteous shit he's trying to say about, you know, being against transgenderism and, you know, and restoring some of these Christian values, nonetheless he is fulfilling prophecy, okay, to the point where America's going to be destroyed. All right, you know, despite the MAGA hat and the MAGA slogan, "Make America Great Again," Donald Trump is going to get this country fucked up for real, pursuing the prophecy. Okay, it reads on to say, "For Esau is the end of the world." All right, Esau is the end of the world. Okay, the whole world ain't going to blow up. The end of the world is talking about the end of white society. This world, the wicked world that we in today. Okay. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, Jacob, which are the Israelites. Jacob and Israel is synonymous. Okay, our father Jacob had wrestled with an angel. Okay, and the angel changed his name to Israel. Okay, told Jacob that his name is going to be called Israel from now on. Which the word Israel, Yashar Allah, in the Hebrew, it means he is a prince with the Most High. Okay, so that's an honorary name. Okay, meaning we're the sons of God. Okay, it says, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." All right, so our kingdom is next. As you can see, white society is coming to an end. The good old glory days of the so-called white man, like in the 1950s of America, they can never go back to that. America could never receive that glory again. Okay, you know, the happy days like Fonzie in them. You know, they're going to the fucking diner. You know, order a ice cream sundae, put a fucking nickel in the jukebox. All right, and you know, be dancing and swinging and making babies and shit. Because back in the 50s, you know, you tell when the society was on top, when they was having all kind of sex. That was the baby boomer era. Okay, all right, you know, everybody was having babies, and these women were getting pregnant back to back to back. You know, you have families that might have had 10 kids, all 10 kids be a year apart. Okay, that was the good old days. That was when America was so-called great. All right, but it's always been great in wickedness, but they will never get that back. They will never get that back. Everything's been going on the decline ever since. All right, it says, verse 10, "The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. Other question Ezra asked thou not." So the hand of man, the power of man, is between the heel and the hand. Okay, remember Jacob hand held on to Esau's heel. Okay, so there's a struggle for that power. You're gonna pull these devils out of power, man, and that's where things are headed. Okay, and it's gonna be a rocky road to get to the kingdom of heaven. That's why it behooves you, all right, to adhere to the word of the Most High and listen to the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right, I'm gonna end things on that note. I'm gonna say Shalom, Wabarakum to you brothers out there, man. Hopefully this was an edifying lesson. Abaratazah. See you in the next one. Shalom.